Hello and welcome back to Buckle Up. I'm Harry King, this is an MG4 XPOWER and this is my mother.
Hello.
She doesn't much care for electric cars, so today we're going to see if the MG4 XPOWER is fun enough to convince an electro-skeptic that EVs can be fun. Okay, so as usual, let's start here at the front where I'm going to ask you, Joe, what is your favourite bit of the front of this car?
The air intake thing that goes on and off.
The active aero.
Yeah.
So yes, it has active aero down here. You've then got this focused front design all coming into the centre next to your lovely big MG badge. Morris Garage, if you didn't know. And then you've got this nice aggressive faux hood scoop. There's not actually a vent there, not even a fake one. It's just got this kind of curve to it. And then moving down the side, a lot of this is the same as the normal MG4, but being a higher performance model, you've got these lovely 18-inch alloy wheels, and then you've got these great big orange brake calipers as well.
Which are fake.
Well, yeah, but they look good. You've got this section of the bodywork to help lighten the car visually because it's quite tall as a hatchback. You don't seem sure.
It's just, it's showing off.
You think it's showing off?
Yeah.
It's 435 brake horsepower hot hatchback is showing off. Well, let's see if there's anything showy around the back, shall we? Right, then round the back, number one important change, and this is on all MG4s moving forwards, but it's now got a rear wiper. We did it, guys. We complained enough, and they did a thing for us. Aren't we good, the internet, collectively? You don't like these, do you?
No.
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 Would you like it more if it was one complete spoiler?
Yes.
So it's the separation of them.
Yeah.
Isn't the colour on them lovely, though?
I like the colour generally.
It's sort of like a matte metallic green. 7-year warranty, that's good.
Yes.
You can't argue with a 7-year warranty.
No.
On a 400 horsepower car. I love this light bar. If you look on the top, Mum, it's got all of these these all illuminate with the brake lights.
That's just showing off again, isn't it?
It's too flash, is it? Too flash for your mother. She's from Yorkshire. You've also got a sort of faux diffuser going on down here. There's not actually any air coming through it. No downforce is being created. These aren't really creating any downforce either. There's no lip on them. They are just styling elements, as is this. There's a tiny, tiny little flick on the back of it, but again, not enough to make any meaningful downforce. But the normal car has all this stuff. This now has the performance to justify all of these boy racer bits, in my mind, though other people might disagree. But shall we look in the boot?
Yeah.
So you will notice you've got a continuous load floor here over the sill.
Yep.
Which is quite a high entry. What do you think, in terms of loading and shopping, what do you think?
I think it'd be quite practical.
Camera's over there.
I think it would be quite practical. And quite nice for sitting on.
Okay.
If you were at an event.
Having a picnic, or what, going point to point?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. You heard it here first. MG4 XPOWER, ideal point-to-point car. These are the charging cables in this bag. This is my MG umbrella. I brought it for authenticity reasons. And this is a false floor. So under here, you do have your tyre repair kit and your warning triangle and all that stuff, and a little bit more space. But with this in place, when you fold the seats down, you get a continuous load floor through the vehicle, which is handy and very practical. This isn't quite as big as the boot in an ID3, but it's still a very good size. Should we see if the seats are as big as they are in an ID3?
Let's.
Okay, so first things first, how's your space?
Well, with the driver's seat in your position, I really don't have very much room for my knees at all. And I'm not a tall woman. So
You're 5'5".
5. Yeah. So that's not great. But if I was sitting behind a short passenger, I'd be okay, I think.
Or a shorter driver as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can't have a tall person behind a tall driver.
Yeah.
You're obviously okay for headroom.
Yeah.
It does start to get a little tight if you're approaching 6 foot or above. What do you think of the interior materials?
The Alan Cantara.
Yes, the Alan.
But it's that whole fake thing.
But it's not, it holds you in place.
Yeah.
It's functional.
Yeah, I suppose. But it's quite tactile, actually. I quite like it for that.
And then the rest of the seats, the outsides of the seats are finished in a leatherette.
They are, yeah, it is very much leatherette. But the stitching's quite nice.
Yeah,
I
you've
quite
got
like that.
orange contrast
detail.
stitching. And then on the practicality front, you've got Isofix in the two outside seats.
Yeah.
Under great big flaps, so you won't lose any covers or anything. And it's nice and easy to get to the actual locking points.
Yeah.
You've got 3 seat back pockets
Yeah.
per chair. So you've got these 2 higher ones and then a large traditional lower one. You've got a power port in the centre.
Yeah.
USB-A, but just one. And then no cup holders.
No.
You do have door pockets, but no cup holders, which might be a bit of an oversight in a family vehicle.
Yeah.
But,
Could watch things there.
yeah, you could. It's you don't have to buy the rear seat entertainment. You just get a phone and put it in there. But let's see if it's better equipped up front. Right. So there is a lot more equipment here in the front,
Yeah.
but we have what I will deem the VW problem, where there's not enough buttons. So in terms of a user interface, how would you rate? What are your issues with it?
Well, apart from not knowing where everything is yet, not many things can be put on these buttons, so you have to use the touch screen. And if you were driving along, that wouldn't be very safe.
No.
Including your fog lamps are over there.
Yeah, fog lamps on a touchscreen I'm really not sure about. The hazard lights, at least, are sort of a physical switch.
Yeah.
Which they aren't in a Tesla. But, yeah, you've got 2 favourites buttons on the steering wheel. So this one's currently set up where this right-hand one will let you shortcut the aircon to some extent, but you can only do the temperature and the fan speed. So heated seats, heated steering wheel, which this does have, can't control it without the touchscreen. On this side is the drive modes, which are in a secondary menu on the touchscreen. So you really wouldn't be able to adjust them while you were driving unless you had that there. But then there are other things that would be nice to be adjusted while you're driving, like the volume of the radio.
Yeah.
You can do that. I mean, they are physical buttons for the volume, but they're under the touchscreen.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing for skipping a track. You have to use the touchscreen. I suspect the reason for this is MG probably benchmarked the main rival at the time, which was the ID3, which also does this. But I think the entire world is in agreement that we really shouldn't be encouraging this behaviour. So please, MG, when you get the chance, put some buttons back in this interior, or for the next model, because this isn't ideal. In terms of the general cabin, though, it's got Allen again on the seat sensors.
Yeah, more Allen.
And on the doors.
Yeah, and this is quite sleek across the console.
Well, in terms of material choice around the dashboard, while being soft touch, it's not as premium as maybe the rest of the seats are.
No, it's not. No.
So it is soft, but it's definitely still plastic. And you do have the piano black plastic is hard plastic, and it's on the plinth as well, which is a touch point, which I find to be an interesting choice. That part of the car you'll have to touch every time you drive it is maybe the hardest plastic in the interior. In terms of practicality, got a great big glove box.
Yep.
Way over there.
Yep.
With a nice button release. It's damped and everything. The centre storage area, you've got a kind of low storage area with a roof. 2 cup holders at the front, and they're good cup holders, and that's important because this car can accelerate quite quickly.
Yeah, it can.
And it does hold that bottle in place impressively. Not so good on the holding in place front. The wireless charger up on top of the plinth is if hard acceleration is going to occur, that's not a good place to leave your phone. But it's okay, because if you're using the Android Auto or Apple CarPlay, it's going to be plugged in to the USB-A port underneath the plinth. There's also a 12-volt socket and a USB-C port down there. So lots of power ports in the front. And then you've also got a centre storage bin there, which is nice and big. I've currently got my sunglasses in it. But I needn't, because there's a sunglasses holder up here. And then finally, final little storage detail, there's that tiny little net on the front, where you could maybe put a gate key if you had electric gates, or an electric garage opener. You do have bottle holders in the front doors.
Yeah.
And then a nice big door pocket behind it as well. So there's actually a lot of storage up front, So this is a great car, practicality-wise, for the front passengers.
Yes.
And the driver. And then, well, unless you want to store lots and lots of bits of paper, the back's not so great. But I think the next thing to do is actually find out if it can convert you and if you have fun while you're driving it.
Okay.
So let's go and do that now.
All right.
Okay, so driving the MG4 XPOWER. Now we've driven this a bit before filming this.
Yes.
So you've already got some opinions about the car.
Yeah.
I think let's start. Well, let's quickly start with the figures.
Oh.
So it's got 435 horsepower, which is a lot. 0 to 62 in 3.8 seconds. All-wheel drive, dual motor, very, very fast, and 239 miles of range WLTP. We're probably seeing around 180 miles of range, though we've been driving it quite fast.
Yeah.
In terms of a full tank. Now we're entering a curvy road, so you could talk about how you find driving it.
I like the acceleration. The acceleration is fun and quick. The feel of the road through the steering isn't what I'm used to. However, I am getting a bit of feedback from it. And certainly when we go a bit faster into a corner, you get that a bit more.
It kind of livens up.
And you feel the sturdiness of the car into the road. You feel that you're firmly there.
You feel solid, planted.
Yeah.
So it's worth saying that your normal car is a Ford Fiesta.
Yeah.
ST line that we have reviewed on this channel.
You have.
So you are used to an exceptionally good driving feel.
Yes.
There we go.
Good. The brakes are good. I'm not accustomed to the recon thing.
The regen,
not recon.
Yeah. So I'll speak about that a bit more when I'm driving.
Okay.
But yes, the brakes are strong, but I think they have a slightly odd feel to them because of the combination of regen and braking.
Yes.
But also, in terms of ride, comfort, quietness,
it's quite comfortable to drive. I quite like the seats.
You being held in place?
For driving position, yeah, I quite like that. It's the whole feedback thing in terms of being used to a petrol engine.
The silence is strange.
It's my bugbear with electric cars.
So you want noise?
I like noise, but I don't like fake noise.
No,
I like real noise. You
didn't like the fake noise in the Cupra Performance,
no, I didn't.
You didn't like the fake noise in the Genesis G80?
No.
Which they both have real engines.
But I don't like fake noises.
No.
And it's that kind of gut-wrenching thing that happens when you're like, yeah, we're going,
So you're missing that.
I'm missing that, and I miss a gear stick because of the control and because you can change the revs and you can change, it's about your input. Even though I would not be able to accelerate as fast as this in a manual car, not a chance. But I would enjoy it more.
Would you enjoy it, do you think, if the electric car pretended to have gears, even if they were an automatic style?
No, because I would know.
Okay. So you like the seating position?
Well.
So visibility is good as well?
Yeah, actually visibility is pretty good, yeah.
So in terms of being a hatchback, it's doing the hatchback bit of being a hot hatchback well.
Yeah.
It's got a big boot. There's enough space for 4 people.
Yes.
Very generous space in the front.
As long as you don't have a tall driver.
Yeah, there's very generous space in the front. And it is very fast.
It is fast.
And on the limit handling is fun.
Yes.
But
yes, it is.
That limit's quite fast, isn't it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
If you're driving this round to kind of even just at moderately quick speeds, you don't really get into the...
It would be a dodgem. It would be,
I think that's strong. I'm not sure it turns into a Dodger at normal speeds.
Well,
but it's not an engaging car at low speeds. It's not like there's some cars that are special at any speed.
Yeah. Oh no, it's not. No.
This has to be driven.
Oh, he's going.
We are following my colleague Robert Wilson in a Civic Type R. Just be careful, you can't take these corners as quickly as him. But here, yeah, you really feel the chassis.
Yeah, you do. You feel it holding you.
And it's got an active differential in this, so you want to go a bit slower on this corner, bit slower, bit slower, bit slower. Bit slower.
Really?
Yeah, the surface isn't good there.
I taught you to drive.
The viewers will they'll have enjoyed that, me panicking, because they've also watched me not panic when Jasper and Rob drive. Yeah, so the chassis is doing a lot of work.
Yeah, you feel that.
Both passively, so there's like a front strut between the front top mounts to stiffen the chassis, all that's been added. And then, yeah, the e-diff, so it's also actively managing the torque and keeping you in line.
Yeah.
And it's got a track mode with a timer, like a Porsche.
We found that on the menu.
Yeah. So there's quite serious stuff going on here, but...
And I think you could have a lot of fun on a track with this.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It's quite thirsty.
Yeah, you'd only get 2 laps or something.
Yeah. You can have a sensible car with sensible range, or you can have a hot hatchback with significantly reduced range.
Yeah.
But I think, shall we swap round now, and I'll see if I enjoy driving it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I might.
And I'm quite a calm passenger because I taught 3 silly boys to drive.
I don't know what you're talking about. So I think the first impression from me is from a conventional hot hatchback. This does have quite an elevated seating position. So traditionally in a performance car you're sitting quite low. Obviously everything in this is on the batteries. So you're just a bit higher up than you might be used to in a performance car. It does give you an excellent surround view though. Great view out of the windscreen, and you can see down onto the road almost like you can in a crossover. So lots of people might enjoy that actually. And I will say that the new centre rear headrest is impeding my rear visibility.
Oh.
Somewhat.
I didn't notice that.
But yes, that's the real clincher of this car, is the acceleration. And because it's an electric motor, it's instantaneous torque, so the response is just amazing. 435 brake horsepower is a lot of power in any car, but it means that this is as fast as a rear-wheel drive BMW M3 or a Lamborghini Gallardo. It's very strange to live in a world where a £36,000 electric hot hatchback has as vivid performance as really premium, expensive stuff. This could embarrass some very serious machinery if it wanted to. It is not as fast around the corners though as a conventional ICE rival. If an ICE rival can accelerate as quickly as this, it's almost certainly going to outcorner it. Because this is heavier, there's more weight moving around, it doesn't have quite as much grip, it's taller because of the batteries. The centre of gravity is nice and low though, and it does turn about on the road very, very well. Turning actually is excellent. Now, in sports mode, you've got the heaviest steering setting, and it is still quite light if you're used to an ICE performance car. Compared to any electric rival I can think of, it's fairly heavy, and compared to nearly any other electric rival, it has more feel, including things like Porsche Taycan. So that's high praise. But as my mother pointed out, you do get more feel in a fair few ICE cars, including normal ones like Ford Fiesta, Kia Stonics, stuff like that. So it's about wherever you're coming to this from might colour your perception of it. But I think for what this is, at the price it is, it's offering a really good amount of engagement. Now, obviously, if you're missing engine noise, it's not going to replace that, but for me personally, this acceleration is enough for it to be exciting.
Okay.
We're just stuck behind slow people.
We are.
That's another MG4.
Hey, they're everywhere.
They're popular. The base one of these, Mum, starts from £26,000.
So that's petrol?
No, electric.
Oh, okay.
And a Ford Focus, which is a normal petrol car, conventional car, that's the same size as this,
Yeah.
starts from about 25. So you get it, and the base electric ones will have as obviously less power than this, and then you go up a little bit to around 30. You can get one with a sort of 280 mile range, and then if you go up to this price, you can either have this very fast one, or you can have one with over 300 miles of range.
Which, in a practical world where you have to drive to work, etc., is probably what you would do.
It's the one I would pick. Probably is the long range version.
Where's the fun? I mean,
well, it's still 240 horsepower and rear wheel drive, so it's actually.
Oh, okay.
It's quite good fun.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, obviously, it's not as racy as this, but you can chuck it about a bit.
Yeah. But then you wouldn't get the range if you did.
No. Well, yeah, but you still get more range than you get in this.
Yeah. Mind the cyclists. It's the daisy. Did have a little dance there.
Yeah. Yes, but it's catchable.
Yes. Fortunately.
For the cyclists, yeah.
Middle-aged men in lycra.
But I think it's a very complete package. It's limited to some extent by its price, because you would have more range if you could have a more expensive car with a bigger battery, but then it would be heavier and you'd run into other compromises. I think the value proposition is incredible.
Yeah.
Because that Type R in front of us is sort of £14,000 more than this.
Yeah.
And it's slower.
Yeah.
And a Golf R is the same price as that. This is cheaper than both and faster.
Yeah. But that makes a good noise.
It makes an excellent noise. But think of the running costs, which is what everyone thinks about when they buy a performance car, obviously. With that being said, we should probably do a bit of a conclusion.
Let's
do that now. Okay, let's start with a brief summation of our pros and cons, our likes and dislikes. So, I like the performance, I like the handling, I like the interior, the seats and stuff, I think are really nice. I don't like the range, I think is low when you drive it fast.
Yeah.
Obviously, any performance car is going to be thirsty, but when that equates to having to stop and charge it for an hour every 150 miles, that's a bit of a rub. I don't like the lack of buttons. That's the same across the MG4 range. And I don't like the fact that you can't turn it on and off properly.
True.
It's just, there's no power button.
No, you can't turn it off. I don't like that either.
Yeah, you can only turn it off by locking it. So that's, you'll notice for the whole of this review, the lights have been on. That's because the car has been on, because it's been unlocked. So the aircon's been on, and that's used 4% of battery in the time it's taken to film this review. And it's not on that hot. But it's obviously not a problem that many people run into. I want a power button. But, with that being said, I think this is an excellent car. I think it's really good fun. Do you think it's fun?
I had fun driving it.
You had fun driving it. So it's EVs can be fun.
Yes.
Yes. We did it! It's not just not a go-kart, a Dodgem.
It's not
just a Dodgem.
It's not just a Dodgem, no.
It can still, in your mind, it can still drive like a Dodgem.
Yeah.
But you did have fun while driving this.
I did.
So there you go.
When we were going fast.
Yes. Caveat. But there you go. It's an EV car that normal people can have fun in. And isn't that what we all really want? A future where you can still be a petrol head, even if you're plugging no petrol. Thank you so much for watching. Please remember to like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. If you go down to the comments, you can tell our new host, Jo, exactly what you think about her presenting style. I think she's been brilliant.
Thank you.
You're welcome. 50 quid, please. Also, down in the description, after you've written your comment telling Jo how brilliant she is, you'll find all of our social medias. You can go follow us in all of those places, please. And there are 2 ways to support the channel. So we've got channel merch you can go and buy and keep warm on these cool November days. Or when's this going out, Rob?
December.
On these cool December days. And you also can become a channel member right here on YouTube, and that's just like a bit of money every single month, like to Netflix, except that we have ethics. So with all of that being said, please do one or all of those things, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.